He suffered a broken bone in the preseason, and it is still bothering him. You're looking at the new coach who took over from Bill Johnson. This is Homer Rice, former coach and athletic director at Rice University, and he is now in charge of the Bengals, who are trying to regain a little respectability. And again, they have top-notch football players, so if Oakland happens to be looking beyond them, they could be in trouble tonight. Chris Barr will kick off for the Bengals, the Oakland Raiders having won the toss. And dropping deep for the Oakland Raiders is number 23. That's Harold Hart. Harold Hart back there with an outstanding young rookie from SMU. 22, Arthur Whittington. He's not big, but he's got a whole bunch of heart, and the Raiders are really high on this youngster. They have to be because the injuries, and we are underway from Cincinnati, and Barr really pops one. This taken by Whittington. He bobbles it. He'll have to bring it out. Oh, Arthur. Bobbled the ball. Got him in trouble. He goes out of bounds down around the 7-yard line. Hustling down there. Linville. Let's take a look at the offense. Kenny Stabler, we told you a little bit about him. Art Whittington will open at one setback, number 22. Mark Van Eegen, number 30. Flag has been dropped on the kickoff as we continue to look at the offensive line. There they are. Changed dramatically over in the right side. Beeler is gone, as is John Fella for the Oakland Raiders. Give you the wide receivers in a moment. Pat Haggerty will give us the call.
Number 56 on the run back.
Foul in the very first play. Things have been compounded for the Oakland Raiders. They get the clipping call, the ball inside the 4-yard line. Morris Bradshaw, one wide receiver, number 81. Cliff Branch, the other, number 21. The tight end, everybody's all-pro, Dave Casper, number 87. And now they bring Raymond Chester in their short yardage offense, of course, down around the 4-yard line. They're going to be very careful. Van Eegen goes down in the arms of Eddie Edwards. And he just does get to the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 2nd and 10. Let's take a look at the defense for the Cincinnati Bengals. They're young. Gary Burley, Wilson Whitley, Eddie Edwards, they're both in their 2nd year. Ross Browner will be in there tonight. He had surgery earlier in the year. We'll tell you about that. You saw the linebackers, and there is a secondary dramatically changed, as is the Oakland Raiders from last year. 2nd down and 10. The ball resting right at the 4-yard line. Frank Gifford along Howard Cosell and Don Meredith. Riverfront Stadium, Los Angeles last night. Interesting trip. Stabler from his own end zone. That's for Cliff Branch. It's almost picked off. Covering back there, Louis Breeden. And Stabler has been troubled in the past and with the interceptions. He had a lot of them deflected earlier in the year. Let's take a look at the ISO.
He tried to drop it over that linebacker's head in the zone there, Frank, that middle area, and he just not a very good pass. And you're Breeden almost got right there to it. Ball was dumped in there and didn't quite make it. Cliff Branch didn't get there.
John Madden was concerned about a rather tentative move on the part of Cliff Branch. Left Breeden right with him. On 3rd down, Whittington, a tough little youngster from SMU, gets at least some punting room for the Oakland Raiders, but it should provide good field position for Cincinnati. Eddie Edwards over there for the stop once again.
That's twice Edwards has been in the play. Frank said once again. That was the 2nd time in just 3 plays from scrimmage. He, of course, goes against the veteran Gene Upshaw tonight, so he's got a big job ahead of him. He thinks he's ready. He was a number 1 draft choice. They have another number 1 draft choice in that defensive line. Whitley, we're ready for the punt.
And it'll be Ray Guy kicking to number 83, Dennis Law for Cincinnati, positioned at his own 40-yard line. That's a long way, but then Ray Guy can kick it a long way, averaging over 54 yards a punt last week. 3rd in the AFC, and he kicks it long and high, and he has hit a beauty. It takes Dennis Law back to his 32-yard line. Looking for the picket, and he's not going to get it. He is dropped all the way back at the 23, and that's what a great kicker can do for you. Get you out of a lot of trouble.
And that's what a rookie can do for you before we set the offense. Dennis Law running backwards rather than frontwards. Critical mistake.
Kenny Anderson, we told you about his troubles with the right hand, the passing arm. The setbacks, Dave Turner, a rookie from San Diego State, Bakersfield Junior College. He's outstanding. Had a big game last week. Pete Johnson's in there, the big fullback from Ohio State. Billy Brooks, 1 wide receiver, number 82. Isaac Curtis, 85. He saw the offensive line. The tight end, number 84, Don Bass, another rookie from Houston. Set to go. 23-yard line. Anderson tosses quickly to Dave Turner. And Turner runs into number 42. That's Monty Jackson coming up from the cornerback position. Now let's take a look at that defense. It'll be a little different than you might suspect. Phil Yaw is starting a defensive right end instead of the rookie from Washington, Dave Browning. That's the front three. They, of course, play that 3-4. Those are your 4 linebackers. Monty Johnson is not starting tonight. Rod Martin's in there in place of him. And the secondary. Colsey is starting in place of an injured Jack Tatum suffering from a sore ankle. A loss of a couple. It's second down and 12 for Cincinnati. Turner again on the draw. And Turner does a little bit on his own. He gets out over the 25 to the 26. It'll be third down and 6.
If you wonder why Dave Turner, called Deacon, is in there, it's A, because he's a fine-looking rookie running back from San Diego State. B, he beat out Archie Griffin. In just plain, simple terms, he beat out Archie Griffin for the job. Archie, of course, 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. And to show you the nature of the youth on this Cincinnati team, they have 12 rookies on the roster.
Turner with 116 yards last week. A couple of big plays he's broken off in the past couple of weeks. And I think you saw the offsides as Anderson going to Billy Brooks. Good coverage. Oakland. Anderson overthrows incomplete.
Looked like me, they had too many receivers in the same spot, Frank. They're trying to flood out this area, but they brought Ted Hendricks with them. Filipiano, you saw an offside penalty against Oakland, which Cincinnati sure could use about right now.
And they'll get the opportunity again with the 5-yard penalty. The down will remain the same, third down. Billy Brooks, 23 receptions, 2 touchdowns. Most of those coming after Anderson's back. Here's Raiders are penalized.
Number 72, defense.
And, of course, Isaac Curtis, the other wide receiver. We'll tell you this telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the National Football League is prohibited. Third down 2. The ball at the 31-yard line for Cincinnati. Anderson puts both backs into the pattern. Fires out to Turner. And Turner has the first down out at the 39-yard line, taken there by Lester Hayes. First down, Cincinnati. The 1-9 team. We mentioned at the top of the show, Don said that they beat Houston 2 weeks ago. They beat them decisively, too. Houston, of course, coming off a win over the Pittsburgh Steelers. So it's an up-and-down young football team. All resting right at the 39-yard line. And it's Turner. He's the workhorse, and Turner goes down. Buried there by the big defensive end, number 72, John Matuzak.
Vilipiano sure came up well that time, Frank, from his outside linebacker position, and he met Pete Johnson right head on. Knocked down the interference and left it all up to that running back.
Sweet-looking fella.
John Matuzak.
And you put all that hair on 6 feet 7 and 275 pounds, he'll get your attention. Second down 10. Isaac Curtis split to the left. Brooks to the right. 2 blazing fast outside men. Going for Curtis deep.
Got him. Overthrew it.
And he just overthrew. Lester Hayes back there covering, but Curtis had sped by him. Of course, he runs by most defenders. He has that true 9.4 speed. He can really roar.
Now, in the ring machine.
And out comes Rod Martin, linebacker. Third and 10. A lot of time for Anderson, and going for Dave Turner, number 22, overthrown. And the reason why, Willie Hall, number 39, the inside linebacker for the Raiders, had positioned himself well, and now Cincinnati must punt. And it'll be Pat McAnally, first in the American Football Conference. You're watching 2 of the finest punters in the game tonight. McAnally for Cincinnati, and Ray Guy, of course, for Oakland. There is Neil Colsey, single safety for the Raiders. Not having one of his better years, a little over a 7-yard average per return. McAnally, and he does not get a good kick. This will be Colsey from his 27-yard line. and runs right into the pack out at the 34-yard line, where Oakland will have a little better field position than on their first possession, 30 yards plus. We'll be back in just a moment. About the Bengals, they've had a lot of number 1 draft picks, most of them coming when they sent Bill Berge to Philadelphia. They have built almost an entire football team out of the results of that. Oakland, field possession, 34-yard line. No score if you just joined us. We're in Cincinnati. The Raiders have the football, and 1st and 10. Van Egan tries the left side, gets a couple of yards out to the 37. Give him 3, it'll be 2nd down and 7.
They even got the Philadelphia coach in that deal. Mike McCormick's over here now. Pretty good idea. Mike's a good man.
Which may be a reason why he's over here now.
Yeah, that's possible. It really is. Just looking at that defensive line we were talking about in the commercial break, you got 2 Outland Trophy winners as outstanding linemen in the country in the same defensive line. They're both really young, Browner and Whitley. That doesn't happen too often.
On 2nd and 7. Stabler. And leaking out of the backfield is Van Egan, and Van Egan has a 1st down at midfield and to the 48-yard line, where he's upended by Louis Breeden. 1st down, Oakland.
Neither one of them got close to Stabler that time, however, and he had plenty of time to throw. When he slips out, that Van Egan just slips out. We'll take a look at it again. Many times we've talked about the offensive line that Kenny throws behind, and one of the things that I think we mentioned in one of their telecasts is a lot of their pass patterns are designed to go for the quarterback to be able to hold that ball for over 4 seconds. Not many clubs can afford that luxury. 1st down.
Whittington. Out there. And a good defensive play is Gary Burley, the defensive left end. The oldest member of that front 4 of the Bengals. He's been around 3 years. Whitley a couple, Edwards a couple. We've told you about them. Ross Browner, of course, the great rookie from Notre Dame.
Burley and Whitley are the key to Cincinnati's hopes for success tonight. Cincinnati desperately needs a pass rush. They missed Coy Bacon, traded away for a number of other reasons. And Marvin and Lawrence have to keep those men out, the young ones on the Oakland defensive line.
On 2nd down, 13. Whittington out of the backfield. Gets away from 1 tackler, number 55, LeClaire, and finally dropped by Reggie Williams. He gets 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Well, we don't have to tell you about that man. Number 85 quickly became All-Pro out of San Diego State. Sensational wide receiver, and not accustomed to being part of a team with a 1-9 record. Accustomed instead to being up among the leaders in receptions and touchdown catches, and to be fighting for the playoffs.
Another great receiver has come onto the field, as he has been doing this season, and this is 14th season. Fred Biletnikoff, number 25, bottom of your screen. The tight end remains in, Dave Castor, so it's Cliff Branch, Biletnikoff, and Morris Bradshaw. Stabler goes with the pass, and he gets the blitz. It's number 53. That's Bo Harris, who just played his first game a couple of weeks ago against Houston, coming off preseason knee surgery. And he's another one they've missed, Howard.
That's right. He is one of the key reasons for the slow start of the Bengals. Slow start. It's been worse than that. As you look at this in replay, and you see Bo blitzing in, getting Stabler from the blind side. Bo Harris, I think, is their most efficient linebacker.
You saw a safety blitz. That was Scott Perry that came up. What they really did, they just occupied all the blockers he had, and Bo Harris was able to come around from the outside. He does have the good speed.
There's Dennis Law. Ray Guy kicked the ball 59 yards on his last attempt from the end zone. Dennis Law, single safety. Guy kicks one low. Takes it at the 12. And a good hustling special team unit of the Oakland Raiders drops Law back around the 17-yard line, heading the rush downfield, Huddleston. We'll be back in Cincinnati in a moment.
Omar and Mason. Here's a 5-for-1 swap.
1st and 10. Cincinnati, we have no score. They begin at their 17-yard line. Here's Turner. And Dave Turner goes over the right side, out close to the 20-yard line for a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Rod Martin in on that stop, filling in for the injured Monty Johnson, inside linebacker. This young man at Bakersfield Junior College, in 2 years, rushed for 3,026 yards. And if you know Bakersfield Junior College, California Junior College football, you know it's pretty tough.
Tell us about Bakersfield, Frank.
It's about 7 Mount Vernons.
Okay.
2nd down and 7.
7.
fake draw. Looking for Curtis. An absolute time pass, and it's good for a first down.
Oh, that was a heck of a catch.
Never see one better than that.
Hey, yeah, that was nice move by Curtis. The ball was really out there, a little bit low, but Curtis came back. Some guys are afraid to get their knees dirty. You know, they don't like to get in there after those things.
This is why we showed Isaacs a couple of minutes ago. Anticipation.
Anticipation. Now, that was good. Just got his hands down there, didn't get his knees dirty at all. Didn't hurt, but just a little bit. Coming back in there again. He's working on a man-to-man. He's got Monty Jackson.
Jackson slipped.
Well, yep, and Jackson really had pretty good position.
The first down is at the 36-yard line. Dave Turner. Oh, and Dave Turner has a violent collision with Rod Martin.
Villapiano once again kind of chewed up that lead interference by Pete Johnson coming out there. Villapiano was up first. It's opened up, and then comes Martin.
There he is in his second year. Out of SC, a 12th round draft pick a year ago. They released him, as a matter of fact, a year ago. Went over to the 49ers, they released him, and Oakland brought him back, and he has really begun to develop.
He likes the Bay Area.
The two old pros. Stabler, Biletnikoff.
2nd and 10. The ball at the 36-yard line. Draw play goes to Pete Johnson, and he bounces off one big defender, Phil Yaw, and surges ahead to about the 37-yard line. A gain of, I'll give him 2.
Transition period in that offensive line. We mentioned in our first Cincinnati game against Miami that Blair Bush has taken over the center spot from Bob Johnson, the original draft choice and all that sort of jazz. But I think, along with the fact that they have so many rookies, that they have been experimenting with some new men in some very key positions, and I've always felt that that center really is. That's the guy that makes that middle go.
Mike McCoy is in the middle of that defense. He wears number 76 for Oakland on 3rd down and 8. Anderson going for Billy Brooks. And a good defensive play, Lester Hayes.
Yes, it was. That was so close.
And Neil Colsey. They were right with Brooks. Anderson must have heard your opening, Don. He is letting it fly tonight.
They really haven't been able to move much, Frank. We've seen them try a few times trying to go into the line. They just haven't been able to do it. Whether it's the offensive line incapacity to move people out, backs have changed a little bit. There's a lot of things that are going on in that offense. But if that doesn't do it, man, and you're 1 and 9, this is a great time to loosen up the arm. Get it going.
4th down, Pat McAnally will punt. Neil Colsey deep, standing at his 25-yard line for Oakland. High kick that will take Colsey back to his 14-yard line. Takes a chance there and steps out right at the 16-yard line. Perry Scott was down there for Cincinnati to make sure. 49-yard punt. We'll be back in just a moment.
Well, there's been an interesting battle between the punchers. First, Guy kicked Oakland into decent field position. Cincinnati poor position. Now McAnally has responded.
Whoops. Whittington slips and gets back to the line of scrimmage. He tried to make a quick cut, and down he went.
Otis Sistrunk.
What would a game with Oakland be without a shot of his head? Unusual is what it would be.
Regards to you, Alex Garris, University of Mars. You and Otis both.
And you had a look at the back of John Madden's head. 2nd and 10. Oakland Raiders, 16-yard line. Whittington again gets the call.
No place to go out there.
This time he pecked along the line of scrimmage, but Bengals were all there. And he'll get about a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 9. And of course, Whittington coming off a big game last week of 134 yards. He's not big, 5'11", 180-pounder. But he is a one-tough cookie. They'll all tell you that in the Oakland organization.
They're stopping them pretty well in that run. That's mainly that front four
Sure
up there.
they are.
They're not getting a particularly good pass rush of that front four. They've got it when they blitz.
They're running left behind Shell and Upshaw. Cincinnati is prepared for it. The two kids are on the right side of the line.
They're down 9. Whittington picks it up on the first bounce and runs into trouble. It's Ross Browner in there along with Reggie Williams, and Oakland will have to punt.
Tried to run right that time.
Yeah.
Well, there's DePasso, and we've said so many times you hate to see that. The right knee.
The preliminary report has a sprained knee. You saw him getting the ice treatment to reduce the swelling. Here's Ray Guy on his third punt. The first one 59 yards, the second 42. Deep Dennis Law, and respecting Ray Guy, he's all the way back inside his own 30-yard line, and while Guy's standing inside of his 5. And you see why. Aims it high and it's long. Fair catch called for at the 30-yard line.
He's getting smarter. Getting smarter.
Good field position. They'll begin at the 30-yard line. We have 2:21 remaining in the first quarter. We have no score. We'll be right back. Cincinnati has a 1st and 10 in the ball at their own 30-yard line. A game that, of course, is not taking Cincinnati anywhere, but they like to regain a little respectability. They were an 8-6 team last year, close to the playoffs, in contention to the final game. Oakland, of course, battling Denver in the Western Division of the AFC. On the first down, the flag is dropped and the whistle blown as Turner turns the corner, but the action stopped.
Well, we'll have to see what the call is. It's against the Bengals. You have stated, Don, that you think Anderson should throw that ball and throw that ball. But with what's happened to Oakland this year, I think the statistics are revealing. They have been vulnerable to the rush. They have allowed 39.7 rushes against them per game. They rank 24th in the league in that regard.
Illegal formation. Offense.
So this is a team, obviously, you can run on. I don't know if Bengals have running capacity, but you can run on this team.
First down, 15. Illegal procedure call going against the Bengals. Quick look at Homer Rice on the phone to his assistants upstairs. Ball now back at the 25-yard line. Turner bounces to the right and coughs up the football and picks it up. Colsey, he'll be in the end zone. And an easy, quick 6 for the Oakland Raiders. Turner belted hard. Otis Sistrunk in on the stop. The ball came out 6 points.
It really did look strange there. Big stack of bodies out there, and all of a sudden the ball just goes right there to Colsey.
Look at it again. You saw Homer Rice, a quick glance, probably wishing Bill Johnson had stayed in the job.
Yep.
Oh, there it goes. Perfect bounce.
Colsey, the former Ohio State All-American, back in his home state, puts the Raiders on the scoreboard. 32-yard return of the Turner fumble. Earl Mann on for the conversion. Dave Hum, number 11, is the holder for Mann. And the Raiders are out in front, and a flag is down. And a call, I believe, is going to go against Oakland. Pete Banaszak gesturing to the official, I did nothing wrong.
I thought I saw a holding shot.
It's going to be a holding walk-off. So, Earl Mann will have to give it another shot. Here's the call.
Holding, number 40, offense.
Pete Banaszak holding. The conversion attempt now.
A little more
29 yards.
A little more interesting.
Much more interesting. So instead of 7, the holding call puts the Raiders back to 6 over the Cincinnati Bengals. So let's take a look at that again. Earl Mann been around a long time, and we're going to take another quick look at Turner's fumble. He is hit there hard by several Raiders.
Yeah, Willie Hall, that I don't know who knocked it loose. He just seemed to drop it.
I think the man from Mars stuck a big ball in there. In any event, the Raiders out in front 6-0. Sitting announcement was brought to you as a public service by Jim LeClaire, the Bengals middle linebacker and the National Football League. Set to kick off Ray Guy. He handles the kickoff chores deep. Ray Griffin, and he's flanked by his brother Archie Griffin. But it'll be Ray Griffin from the 1-yard line.
Boom.
And Griffin runs into a pile of Raiders out of the 18-yard line. Ray Guy can do a lot of things for you. He can also throw the ball out of a punt formation. He'll run it. And he is constantly keeping you out of trouble with the punting. First and 10, Cincinnati. Ball at their 18-yard line, 1:54 to go in the first quarter. Archie Griffin comes in, number 44. following Turner's fumble. He's in there with Pete Johnson. So a pair of Ohio State greats. Pete Johnson, the all-time leading scorer at Ohio State, and the all-time leading scorer in the Big Ten. He wears 46. Griffin wears 45. Brooks is in motion. Anderson wants the air. Fires to the tight end is the rookie from Houston, Don Bass. And Bass gets out to the 24-yard line. A gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Hit there by Rod Martin. Had a great career down in the Southwest Conference and has earned the starting role in this his rookie season. 2nd and 5. The ball at the 24. Anderson again looking for Curtis. A timing pass. Curtis tries to one-hand it. He cannot do so.
Split second. Too early. Little wide.
I think it's interesting he's going with Curtis against Monty Jackson. Monty Jackson, of course, acquired from the Rams, considered to be a lot of people, one of the best man-on-man defenders in the league.
One of the 2 or 3 best. There are Jackson, Louis Wright of Denver, and Lamar Parrish, sidelined with an injury. Now with Washington, the man Cincinnati gave up.
I think it's easier for a right-handed throw passer to throw that sideline to his left. Those quarterbacks kind of fall into habits. That might be one of his.
Pat Toomey is in, number 67, defensively for the Oakland Raiders on 3rd down 5. Anderson again, air. Fires up the middle, and this time Bass does not hold on. They have not indicated it was incomplete, so apparently they said he had possession, and it is a fumble and is recovered by Oakland.
Colsey almost, he tried to one-hand it. If he had picked it up with 2 hands, he might have had him another one.
Well, we were right about Bass being the open man.
That's right.
Watch this again.
Back across the middle. Well thrown. He's got it.
Oh, sure he had it.
Stripped right there real well by Mike Davis, and Mike gets up. Colsey tried to one-hand it, missed it, and Davis falls on it. Let's just everybody take a look. Blap. Hit that ball.
Oakland, 1st and 10 again. Good field position, 34-yard line. Van Egan over the left side, finding an opening over Archell, and Van Egan rambles down to about the 27-yard line.
We're approaching the end of the first quarter. We've got less than 50 seconds left, and so far Cincinnati is playing listlessly and almost indifferently, even as they did when we had them against Miami in a 21-0 rout by the Dolphins.
Gain of 7 by Van Egan. Oakland out in front on Neil Colsey's first professional touchdown. Fumbled by Cincinnati's Dave Turner, a 32-yard run. Here comes Van Egan, left side. Van Egan close to a 1st down. Hit there by Glenn Cameron.
Yes, Kenny.
What a frustrating year for this man. He's
terrible.
Right up there in the top all time for percentage of completions. Holds an NFL record of consecutive completions and highest percentage once he completed 20 out of 22. That's the end of the first quarter. It's Oakland over the Cincinnati Bengals. They lead by 6-0. We'll be back to second quarter action right after this.
That would be your second move.
That's unfair.
Okay, Oakland has a 1st and 10. The ball at the 23-yard line of the Cincinnati Bengals. They lead 6-0, does Oakland. Van Egan gets the call, and they're working over Archell on the left side. And this time, Cincinnati rises up at the 20-yard line. A flag goes down. Flair, I believe, is going to be called for a late hit. At least he kicked the flag.
Well, I saw him earlier lay a real heavy shot in the back of one of his own men. He's been getting there. He's all fired up. Trying to be one of those emotional sort of leaders in that middle linebacker shot.
Let's see what they do here. The worst possible time for Leclerc. Well, they're not going to call him for additional distance.
Composure.
I'm astonished. He really lost his head. Could have cost his team more valuable yardage. Let's listen. Not another conference.
55.
Tim Leclerc, 3rd round pick.
I don't think he really hit anybody. I think it was his action right after this was over.
Well,
let's see what happens.
What you call bulldogging.
What are you talking about, Don?
As a matter of fact, he did hit somebody.
They could have got him twice. 1st and 10, the ball right at the 10-yard line, and this is Art Whittington. And look at the little man getting inside the 5-yard line.
He really squirted through there. Seemed to have no apparent room, and then, poof, he was through.
Whittington down to the 5-yard line.
Whittington.
Poof, there he was, right through.
Scott Perry, along with a little help from his friends, finally brings Whittington down. Let's take a look at it again. They're working over that left side. Of course, big Art Shell's over there.
And poof, right there he goes through.
It's a great name for an Australian golfer.
Yes, or a Magic Dragon, either one. I don't know.
Warren Bankston comes in. 3 tight ends. Whittington, Van Egan, the setbacks. Play action.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
He had 2 men.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
He had Raymond Chester. That's his second touchdown since returning for the Oakland Raiders from Baltimore. He could have taken Dave Casper. He was open on the other side.
He could have hit Whittington over there, too. But he chose Chester. Raymond Chester.
So Oakland, in just a space of a few minutes, is taking a 12-0 lead.
Little play action fake. Good time to throw. You can see everybody running into one another back there. They said, wait a minute, that's my man. And that's really what happened. They had a little confusion in that line. Bo Harris says that, wait a minute, my guy went across the field. I can't get over there.
Earl Mann. This time there are no flags. And Oakland has a 13-0 lead with 14:02 remaining in the first half. Ray Guy hits it. Waiting for it is Ray Griffin. He takes it at the 3-yard line. And Griffin gets out to the 26-yard line before he goes down in the arms of Harold Hart.
Raymond Chester caught the touchdown pass. I think you know all about him. Great veteran tight end. Originally #1 draft choice by Al Davis for Oakland, and then, as Frank noted, traded to Baltimore and then back here to Oakland. Seems happy. Not just for the touchdown, but generally. Likes being with Oakland.
Mike Ciani also went to Baltimore, and the Raiders also got a second-round draft pick in that transition. On 1st and 10. Dave Turner had a breather on the last series, and he rolls out to the 30-yard line. A gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Willie Hall and Phil Villapiano. 41, Villapiano, 39, Willie Hall, and on the stop.
I must say this. Right now, this game doesn't look very exciting.
Wow.
Which is an understatement.
Wait a minute. Things are getting ready
But
to
we've
open
had
up.
a succession of great games, and we expect another one next Monday night when the Dolphins go against Houston. The Oilers, who seem to play at the level of the opposition. Levels of the game. And the Dolphins with the sophisticated quarterback, Bob Greasy.
That'll give them a pretty good level to play to, because Miami has really been rolling. On 2nd and 6, and again,
Clock ran out.
Clock ran out, expired in the end zone, 30 seconds. That'll mean 5 yards assessed against Cincinnati.
7 on the line. You got to have at least 7. That's what I said.
2nd down and 12. Anderson looking for Brooks.
There it is.
Wide open. First down, midfield. Brooks at the 49-yard line against Lester Hayes, and he was really open.
Now maybe they can get unwound. That's what they needed to get back into field position.
Well, he had Matusak. Here we go, take another look at it. You see Matusak and you see Sistrunk come back in there. They're a little bit late. They got pretty good protection that time, but he's wide open. He really did turn him around. This Brooks has got the speed. He's also got that. Yeah, I was going to say Lynn Swan kind of moves, but anyway, how about Paul Warfield? Those kind of moves where he kind of floats in and cuts back out. Fluid.
He turned in a remarkable receiver, considering he did not catch that many passes at Oklahoma. As we watch Pete Johnson bowl his way up the middle, close to the 45, a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Now I'd like to see young Turner break one, get Cincinnati going, so we can have the kind of competitive game we look for.
Pete Johnson, his last year, came into tonight with 336 yards. Scored 58 touchdowns at Ohio State for Mr. Hayes. 12:23, and the clock is moving. Remaining in the first half, the Raiders leading 13-0. Dave Turner, inside handoff, tries to take it to the outside, and a whole lot of John Matuszek was all over him along with Rod Martin.
Well, at least Kenny's listening. He gave it to Turner.
Yeah, he
Just
is.
didn't break one.
You know, I'm really amazed by your the stat that you mentioned a while ago about Oakland being 24th against the run, because
In terms of number of rushes they've allowed, which means they're not defensing the run well. Last year they led the league. Fewer rushes against them than anybody, which I think's revealing, Don.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Actually, they're ninth in their conference against the rush, and that for Oakland is unusual. Third down, long 6. Anderson is open. It's gone fast, and Anderson's right on the money. First down, Cincinnati, 29-yard line of Oakland.
The tight end has been consistently open tonight. We made note of that earlier. Now this play coming right at you, Don.
He's a fairly lean-looking 6'2", 218. I think he's a good tight end. I like the way he's making a couple of adjustments to make those receptions. The ball could have been thrown a step or more or two out in front of him, and he could have gone ahead and run on into it. You see him make that decision. He's going down. He's going to catch that ball, keep it on there. I always said, man, I don't care how you do it, just do it. Catch it.
Cincinnati at the 29-yard line of Oakland. Their deepest penetration. Pete Johnson gets the call, and Bulls up close to the 25-yard line. A gain of 3. It'll be second down and 7. Phil Yaw and Mike McCoy in on the stop. Young Don Bass, I told you about his record out in Houston. He had one game, set a Southwest Conference record against TCU, and he caught 4 touchdown passes. He's a good man.
How about that University of Houston and Longhorn game last week? They set a record for...
What a crowd.
Yeah, the all-time crowd. College or pro.
Second down, 8. Bass in motion. And Anderson throws it low, intended
Phil Yaw
for Isaac Curtis. Curtis being covered by Rod Martin.
He was covered, but he was also free to receive that pass right in the gut. And had it been well thrown, it would have been another first down.
I think we can call that incompletion. We can attribute a great deal of it to Charles Phil Yaw. He is a big one.
He is not big. He is huge.
Huge. Yeah, huge is bigger than big.
He is 6'9", 270.
Man, that's huge. That's huge.
Let us be exact.
In fact, it's frightening to face him.
Third down and 8. McAnally is in, number 87. Single setback. That's Pete Johnson. So in effect, 3 wide receivers in for Anderson.
He got back, though, no flags. Zip.
Wide open, and it's fast.
Go, man, go.
Bass is inside the 5.
All right.
For Cincinnati at the 4.
And Bass continues to be free out there.
How do you like it now?
It was apparent. Much better, Frank. It was apparent the early going that he was being relatively unattended.
Let's see if Mike Davis falls down, and he does.
He's chewing them up right now, and Anderson's confidence is growing. And if they can get it in, we've got the look of a football game.
Yes, there's Bass, and while he is not the size of a tight end, well, he doesn't have any of the character of a tight end. He put on a move like an outside receiver, and he gives Cincinnati a first and goal. Rick Walker and Corbett are in there, 2 tight ends. Walker 88, Corbett 81. Tony Davis is in there in the 3-man set. But Pete Johnson gets the call. Cincinnati on the scoreboard at 10:08 remaining in the first half.
He slipped right by Villapiano. He was trying to cover that outside. Colsey comes over. No way to stop him. He's in there.
And a fine block by the rookie from Georgia, Mike Wilson, who is playing left tackle for Cincinnati. You saw him bury his man. Johnson's right into the end zone.
And Howard's getting more interested. I'm glad.
He's about ready to leave for a minute.
Yeah, I know. I like him around up there. I don't want you to go. It's going to get better.
Chris Barr, conversion, Cincinnati. Now
Pete Johnson.
13-7.
The scoring play was a 4-yard run.
One more look. There's no way Colsey is going to hold on to that man or take him backwards. So the game is tight, and we'll be returning in a moment. The crowd is quiet in Cincinnati with a fine drive. Barr hits it, taken by Whittington at the 2-yard line. This is Harold Hart, brother. All right. And Hart gets out to the 24-yard line. Don Bass is down there. Don Bass doing everything to take tickets tonight.
That's right.
You know, Frank, I've heard a lot, particularly this year, how important management is to the success of a team. I just wonder if anybody notices how much Cincinnati has improved since Howard became their general manager. That was just...
Now, where is that sign? First thing I did was rehire Paul Brown.
Yeah.
I told the quarterback to throw to Bass, and that's it.
You sometimes amaze even me.
First and 10 Oakland, their own 24-yard line. Whittington following Van Egan. He's upended as he gets out over the 25-yard line. A yard and a half. Jim LeClaire submarining and stopping Whittington.
That's really what he did, too, wasn't it, Frank? He slid right in there and cut him off right at the shoe stop.
Well, Stabler's got the job of reigniting his team because at the moment Cincinnati is an aroused team. And you could just see Anderson's confidence growing during the course of that drive.
If you don't have that fumble that Colsey picks up and runs back, what would you have?
You would have a 7-7 game.
No, 7.
No, 7-7. It was the first one that man missed in the wake of the penalty.
On second down 8. Stabler slips. Goes for Casper, and Casper does not hold on near midfield. Being defended there by Marvin Cobb. Let's pause 5 seconds now and allow our stations to identify themselves.
KETV Channel 7, Omaha.
John Madden. He'll always give you a little show on the sidelines. You can see that we have really a fine night for football. He'll talk it over with the officials for you also.
He wanted a call of interference there, but Cobb hit Casper beautifully as the ball was coming into Casper's hands. Rattle a snake. Snake Stabler, of course. That's the nickname.
And if you just joined us, Oakland jumped out to a 13-0 lead. Stabler got himself a 5-yard touchdown pass. He's back to slip once again. Fires the Cliff Branch, and it bobbled, does not hold on.
Well, they're not getting close to Stabler back there, though. He's got plenty of time to throw. So that means that defensive secondary must be doing a pretty good job. However, he did have a man open. Frank?
Well, Frank and I were talking to Madden before the game about why Branch wasn't catching more, and he said, simple enough, we've had to go to the tight ends. They've been doubling him game in and game out.
Here's Ray Guy. Not a bad night. Just about average for this man. Here's Dennis Law back at his 25-yard line while Guy is setting up at his 10. Off the side of the foot.
Not going to hurt him. He got a good bounce.
Got a bounce out of it. And it'll be ruled dead inside the 18-yard line. So we have 8:54 remaining in the first half. The game is tightened. The Raiders 13, the Bengals 7. First and 10. Bengals with a big drive under their belt. Have the ball at their own 17, and Anderson is back throwing.
Right there on target. What a move.
And open. No. Rolled out of bounds. Isaac Curtis did not get both feet down in time.
And I was just getting ready to do a real number on Isaac Curtis about how good he was at doing that.
Yeah, but, you know, the call of that play, the throw, you can, as I said, you can just see the confidence growing in Anderson.
You think that Paul Brown's doing a good job then as your new head coach? Look at that. Well thrown. He does do a good job ordinarily of bringing, wait a minute, just the tippy toe out. What a good call. That's just by a couple of inches.
Second down, 10. Oakland changing their defense. They're being forced to make changes tonight. I told you about them earlier. They'll bring different men in on different situations.
Right there.
Bass has the first down for Cincinnati.
Yes, sir.
Out at the 37-yard line, working against Charles Phillips.
Well, they're going to have to adjust their defenses. That much is clear because that kid's been open all through the first half.
Matuzak, look at here, number 72 coming right in there, blew it. But he kept his eye right on Bass coming right across the middle, and that was a nice hole in there. Picked it up, first down and 10 to go.
And they're not covering him with a linebacker. They have brought the strong safety back on Bass, and he has 5 receptions already in this half for 74 yards. He's been the spark plug. 84, 6'2", a 218-pound rookie from Houston. This is Dave Turner. Dave Turner piled up at the line of scrimmage. Charles Phillips up there to help out from his safety spot. So it'll be 2nd down and 10.
7 minutes, 50 seconds left in the second quarter, and suddenly the Bengals are not only in the game, but they're dominating.
Trying to hold your interest so you'll stay with us for the second half.
Well, keep throwing the bass. I'll stay all night.
All right.
Curtis goes left. Billy Brooks is to the right. Bass adjusts over to the right. There he is, number 84. Anderson with some play action, and he has a man open. It was Dave Turner, but he just overthrew.
Really hard pass to throw.
Why?
Well, because you have to, number one, that time you got Hendricks, who's 6'5". You've got to drop it over him, and it's not something you really sit back there and use the muscle or the strength you have in your arm. It's a touch pass. Touch, you know, it just has to drop it. And about 35 yards down the field.
There, by the way, is the Stork, who earlier had been trying to cover Bass, and that's when I commented that Bass was nowhere near Hendricks or vice versa.
Ed Hendricks, 6'7". Matuzak, 6'7". Phil Yaw, 6'9". A lot of tall folks with the Raiders. Anderson looks them over on 3rd and 10. Tony Davis, single setback, number 25.
Look at it.
And he has an open field. And he dives, but I believe he's short of the first down. He's close.
He gets close.
He knew exactly where it was, and he could not quite get there. Bass is saying he's got it, but it's going to be very close. Lester Hayes tried to keep him from the first down.
If I'm 1-9, if I'm 1-9, right? 1-1, lost 9, playing on Monday Night Football, 4th down, and I don't care, less than a yard. Oh, I got to go for it. If I don't
agree with you.
Well, of course, I'm not 1-9.
I'm not so sure.
No, I'm 14 out of 20.
Inches.
I would go for it. I agree with you.
Yeah, it's sure not going to show up real bad on your record one way or another.
And that's exactly what Homer Rice decides, and he sends McAnally in. Nope, I thought he was bringing a play in, but he's not. Coming in to do the punting.
Oh, Homer, Howard will replace you.
Well, they don't always punt when they set up in a punt formation anymore.
Yeah, that's a good thought.
Neil Colsey dropping deep. Of course, Oakland will be alerted to the punt. Running possibilities. There is Colsey back at the 16-yard line. A lot of jockeying around at the line of scrimmage. Oakland is not anticipating a punt. But they're going to get it. And Colsey will take it at the 15-yard line. And down goes Colsey, a hustling bunch of Bengals at the 23. NCAA college football, a doubleheader coming your way on Saturday live at 12:30 Eastern Time. Dartmouth against Princeton. That's for the Ivy League crown if Dartmouth can win it. Navy with a 7-2 record goes against Florida State. We have Texas A&M against Arkansas, Iowa State against Colorado. And at 4 Eastern Time, USC and UCLA will get with it with the Rose Bowl bid there. Of course, Charles White performing for the Trojans, Heisman candidate with over 1,200 yards. Florida A&M will go against Southern, and Appalachian State against Western Carolina. NCAA college football, a doubleheader this coming Saturday. On 1st and 10, Van Egan gets the call, gets to the 25-yard line, and the Bengals are fired up. Cameron and LeClaire in on that stop. Gain of a half yard out to the 25-yard line.
Philip Villapiana, Jersey lad, Bowling Green his school.
Has thin ankles.
Veteran now. When we first began Monday Night Football, Don, he was a rookie.
9 years then, right?
Right.
Whittington and Van Egan, the setbacks. Morris Bradshaw flank to the right, but the handoff goes to Whittington. And Whittington is collected there after he gains a yard and a half. It'll be 3rd down now, at about 7. Not a bad pickup in the 7th round. Probably because of his size, he didn't go higher because he's the 3rd leading rusher in the history of SMU behind a pair of great names, Doak Walker and Kyle Rote.
Rather memorable. The Raiders do miss Davis and Robisky. No question about it. Both out with injuries.
Biletnikoff is in. Stabler going for Branch. Incomplete.
I thought he was going for Casper, Frank.
They were right together.
He was in the middle there.
Going for Cliff.
Under any circumstances, the punt turned out to be the right move.
Well, we don't know because we don't know what the other one would have turned out to be.
Yeah, but this was percentage play. You can't fault it, really.
Well, you can, I think, if you're 1-9 and you're playing at home. These people didn't come out here to see you play percentage football. Man, they want to see you have some fun with it. Go out there and throw. Try to do something. Wonderful. Whatever you say.
Dennis Laws deep with Tony Davis. Ray Guy will punt for Oakland. 5 minutes remaining in the first half. 13-7 Oakland leads, and look at this by Guy. Hang time on that. Fantastic. Tony Davis knew it. He called for the fair catch at the 25-yard line. That's where Cincinnati will begin. And Ray Guy has really been punching that ball tonight. That one 48 yards.
5 minutes to go in the half.
Anderson with a career passing average of just under 57%. Missed 4 games at the beginning of the year. We told you about that. Broken bone in the passing hand. Pete Johnson using his weight, which is a little over 240 pounds, to advance a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Up till now, Don, I must admit, Oakland's really closed down on the run.
Yeah, they really have, and I don't see anything really breaking open. It seems like they've tried everything. It seems to me, well, not everything. They have tried both sides. 29-yard rushing. They've tried the traps. They've tried the power plays. Tried a couple of sweeps.
I don't think they came out here to rush other than keep Oakland honest. Anderson came out intending to pass. On 2nd and 8. The man is open. It's Isaac Curtis. He fumbles the ball, and right there quickly is Pete Johnson. He tried to lateral, I think. Came loose. Pete Johnson was there.
I hope he tried to lateral. I like his attitude.
Monty Jackson is the defender, and look how far he plays off of Isaac Curtis, respecting that great speed.
That was maybe a design play,
I
Frank.
think it might well have been.
But he sure is trying.
Yeah.
He said, would you let go of my arms, Monty?
I think he tried to lateral, decided not to, and then fumbled it. Ball at the 36-yard line, 1st and 10, Cincinnati. And they have really snapped around since the opening moments of the first quarter. Pete Johnson. High steps it around the left corner and gets out to the 43-yard line, getting 6 yards in doing so. It'll be 2nd and 4. Willie Hall over there on the stop. He is going to be a great one. 2nd and 4. Pete Johnson gives it a try. Maybe gets a yard and a half out of that. It's going to be 3rd down, a long 2.
Since we looked at Browner, I'll never forget talking with Ara Parsegian about Ross. He felt consistently, since Ross was recruited by some of Ara's people when he originally went to Notre Dame, he felt consistently Browner was the best defensive lineman in the country and one of the most intelligent players he had seen in the intercollegiate ranks. And when Parsegian talks, I listen.
They're a great family of those Browners. They got a couple of brothers playing football. He's from Warren, Ohio. He's playing in front of a lot of hometown fans. Well, they mark it at the 43, so it's 3rd down and 3. Anderson wants to put it in the air. Oh, and he attempts to go to Billy Brooks, and if he could have taken 3 more strides, he'd had a 1st down.
What you say about Parsegian is true. We may have to get him up here with us occasionally.
Nobody likes
He could have picked that. You know, no, he didn't. There you go. Billy, hold your feet. Frank, is that thing wet down there?
It is indeed wet. It rained here, of course, a little bit yesterday, and we were down there earlier, and we've been watching it slip all night long.
Tell them how you know, though, because you got your Adlai Stevenson shoes on, right?
I've got a big hole in the right one.
That's right. That's what folks know, that the best dress can have a hole in the bottom of the shoe.
Pat McAnally, Neil Colsey awaits the punt of Cincinnati at the 20.
There's a flag.
Flag is down, and McAnally really should have an ineligible man downfield.
I think it was actually thrown more up there on the...
It's too bad. Too bad. Don't want the Oakland folks to think we're rooting for the Bengals. We just like to have these Monday night games competitive.
No, that was just an unfortunate thing for the offensive team. You very rarely, that was an exceptional kick. If anybody could kick one that far and then have somebody in there covered on about the 1 or the 2, that's an outstanding football play. You like to see outstanding football plays. I'm telling you. I wonder what would happen if that guy had any hair. Do you think we'd ever see it?
Illegal formation. Offense. 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning.
And during the course of McAnally's punt, you call that hang time. The 2-minute warning showed up. McAnally will punt again. It'll be hard for him to be as fortunate as he was on the last one. Colsey for Oakland, waiting at the 20-yard line. And Colsey takes it at the 20. And immediately collides with Blair Bush down around the 27-yard line.
That's what you'd call good coverage. Looked like Washington.
Oh, Blair has good speed. That's one of the things that enabled him to take over that center spot from Johnson. But to snap that ball, they get out of that quick. That's a good job.
Oakland with a 13-7 lead. They have 1:43. They have 3 timeouts. It's going to be interesting to see what Stabler does. He is not in real good field position, but it's not bad at the 27. He puts Bradshaw and Branch, his 2 wide receivers, to the left. The tight end, the ever dangerous Dave Casper, on the top of your screen to the right.
He's going to Casper.
Casper has got it in an open field with it. And Casper out to the 49-yard line.
I just knew he was going to go to Casper that time. Somehow he did.
Stabler with a hurry-up offense. They'll bring him back into the huddle.
Casper was you said, Frank, he was in there in that tight end position. The flankers to the left of the field. He goes out to the right flat, then comes back across the middle. Kind of a delayed pattern. He was wide open.
On the 1st and 10.
There he is, right over the middle. And there's a flag down.
Mark Van Egan has the ball, and LeClaire pops Van Egan again, and a flag is down.
We've got 1:05 left in the half.
And it's going to be a holding call against Oakland.
That hurts Kenny. When Kenny is right, nobody is better at using the clock, working it in the final 2 minutes of the half or a ball game. I think one of the greatest performances I ever saw in that regard was in the playoff game against Oakland several years back. Here's the call.
65, offense.
When it wound up with that remarkable pass to Clarence Davis for the winning touchdown over Miami, and Shula doesn't believe it yet.
Well, he's going to have to accept that.
You live with pain.
That's right.
Holding against Mickey Marvin. 1st down, 20. Stabler sidearms it, and it goes out to Whittington. And Whittington gets back close to the original line of scrimmage, out to the 47. Lynn Cameron covering there. Stabler yelling, John. He wants probably a personnel change. Now he calls timeout.
47 seconds left.
And he'll have 2 timeouts remaining.
So I think I'm just reporting the facts. Just telling it like it is.
All right, 47 seconds remaining in the half. 13-7. The Raiders over the Bengals.
Way to go, Frank.
2nd down, 12. Zip. And it's Casper. Casper trying to stay close to the sidelines. He does not stop the clock. He gets to the 25-yard line. Dick Sharon made the stop.
So Stabler has done the job.
Another timeout called by Oakland.
He's already got them in field goal position.
They have 1 remaining.
Reggie Williams, number 57, is the guy that's trying to stay with Casper. Good protection to start with. Well thrown. A little bit. Actually, that ball could have been out a little bit more out in front, but Reggie Williams couldn't get there, and there's Casper. He's just running over him.
Casper wished he would have stayed a little closer and killed that clock, because now they're down to 1 timeout. Look what he does. He leans right into Reggie Williams.
Reggie
slipped to the outside. If he hadn't slipped, he would have either picked it off or knocked it away.
But he really would, because it was a little bit, it was not really out in front of him, Frank. He caught it, but the ball could have been another step out in front.
There he is. Gets a touchdown just about every 5 times he catches the football. He's far and away the leading receiver in the year this year, and that, of course, explained by Madden. His outside man, Bradshaw, and Cliff Branch being double covered throughout the entire year. Could explain a lot of Kenny's interceptions, too, because you get a lot of them when you throw into the middle, and that's where he's been forced to go to all year long. First and 10, just short of the 25-yard. Casper, touchdown. Casper, touchdown.
Oh, he really did a number on him that time. He had Bo Harris stand there looking at himself along with Ken Riley.
Well, that's the Kenny Stabler of the past few years at his very best. And next to nothing, he drove them downfield for the touchdown with 31 seconds still left on the clock. Look at it here.
Well, he did it in less than 2 minutes.
The move, I think, that got him was a really kind of defensive to go back to the outside, trying to kill the clock. He decided to go for it all on that one bomb, and Casper looked to the outside, made a move there, and straightened it up down the middle.
Earl Mann for the conversion.
Changes the whole look of the game.
Yep, by 7 points.
Let's take one final look at it.
All right, you see he comes out. No, he didn't even go to the outside. They just were playing him out there. You see that Marvin Cobb couldn't get over. He had Ken Riley on the inside. He just split him.
And the Raiders have a 20-7 lead. 31.
Miami's tied with New England for first in the Eastern Division of the AFC. Solid football team, the great quarterback, the great receivers. Skip.
Great guy, busted. It'll be Archie Griffin. And another slip. Griffin tried to move to his outside. Down he went at the 22-yard line.
He was right where second base is here.
That's right. It's the way Petey Rose slides in.
Charlie Hustle.
Cincinnati has the football. They'll be careful with it. Be going into their locker room, trying to get regrouped. Kenny Stabler put on quite a show, moving that ball the length of the football field, less than 2 minutes, using 2 timeouts, and using Casper. Casper, 3 receptions on the night, 75 yards. Anderson wants it. Fires, and it's complete to Isaac Curtis. He's out of bounds, stops the clock out at the 34-yard line with 16 seconds.
Do it 2 more times, and you give you a field goal kicker, Chris Barr, shot at it.
Curtis goes out to the left, and Billy Brooks is to the right.
Look at that middle. They've got it wide open down there.
Don Bass, the tight end. You see, bottom of your screen, number 84.
And there's Don Bass right down the middle.
Isaac Curtis, and Isaac Curtis has brought the ball to midfield, and it's Monty Jackson laying way off Isaac Curtis. He is anticipating that Curtis will try and blow by him, and he respects the speed of number 85.
Well, let's give yardage. There are 11 seconds left. Next one could put them in field goal position and make it 20-10. If.
Candy and nuts.
Yes.
If and buts. Candy and nuts.
All right at midfield. First down, but only 11 seconds for Anderson to work with.
No.
And Anderson goes down.
You throw it over that bench over there.
Toomey in there, Mike McCoy in. And that changes the complexion of it considerably.
Toomey's got it figured out that he may be the highest paid player in professional football. They sent him in as their special rush guy. He says, the way I got it figured, I make about $3,000 a play. So that ain't bad.
No. Well, if management finds out about it.
That force you into the system. A lot of folks say, okay, I'll take you and I'll build a system around you. I think they do that in Oakland.
5 seconds remaining in the half for Anderson. And picked off. Neil Colsey has the football. And time expires. Kenny Anderson trying to hit Curtis to let him run with the ball. Colsey comes up with the interception. Time expires. And at the end of the half, the Raiders lead the Bengals 20-7. Stay tuned. Halftime highlights coming your way. We'll be right back. Both teams have taken the field again. You're looking at the halftime statistics. The key factor, the one on the bottom, the turnovers. Cincinnati has turned it over 3 times, one of them resulting in a direct Neil Colsey touchdown, that by Dave Turner. The fumble, he went in from 32 yards out. Colsey scoring his first professional touchdown. The yardage all in the favor of Cincinnati, and John Madden in the huddle exhorting his troops. A win tonight, and they move back into a tie with Denver in the AFC West. If they don't, they fall behind. And of course, Seattle not totally out of it. That group up there, they play some exciting football. They are 5-6. Of course, Denver's 7-4. Kenny Stabler. A rather trying year. I don't think it really gets to him. Kenny Stabler just does what he has to do. We saw him earlier in the year, and he had a lot of interceptions at the time. And there were a whole bunch of them that had been deflected. And he doesn't defend it. Doesn't say anything about it. He just goes about his job. And you saw him at his very best in the closing minutes, or the closing less than 2 minutes of the first half, when he went all the way, some 71 yards, and finally put the Raiders on the scoreboard again. Oakland kicks off. It'll be Ray Guy. He hangs it up and is taken there by Archie Griffin. And Griffin with a nice return out to the 32-yard line, hit there by Derek Ramsey. So Cincinnati will have the first offensive crack. Frank Gifford along with Howard Cosell, Don Meredith, Pierre Meredith, and Pierre Beret. Voulez-vous. Beautiful night for football, considering we're in the middle of December, rather November, and everyone is in shirt sleeves.
I really thought it was going to be cold.
From the 32-yard line, John Bass, tight end, number 84, who had a big half, adjusts to the left. Getting the call is Dave Turner. And Turner reels off a first down on the very first play, getting out to the 43-yard line. Stopped over there in pursuit by Mike McCoy. And he just, quite frankly, has earned himself a starting spot ahead of Archie Griffin, the two-time Heisman Award winner from Ohio State. Turner gets a block from Johnson. Gets out just over the 45-yard line for a gain of 2. It'll be second down and 8.
Too slow developing that time. He never really had anything opened up. That defensive line stood up the offense and didn't have a chance to turn the corner.
Secondary, Lester Hales, Neil Colsey, Charles Phillips, Monty Jackson. On second and 8. And good deflection by Charles Phillips. The ball going, or at least intended for Don Bass.
He had him pretty well covered that time. He's had an excellent first half. You'll see him.
Look where he's playing. Playing from right at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, see, he slipped into him. He turned his back on that quarterback, which is ordinarily the defensive secondary coaches don't like to see their guys do that. That time he did it. Turned out in good shape. Had that hand up and knocked it down. He had Pete Johnson open that time in the flat on the same side of the field. Maybe he'll come back with that same pattern.
Two linebackers are out. Into the lineup comes 16-year veteran Willie Brown. Out top of your screen with McAnally. Third down 8. Stabler thrown down by a blitzing linebacker, the big man Ted Hendricks, all the way back to the 35-yard line, where it'll be fourth down and Cincinnati must punt. Neil Colsey has stationed himself back at the 23-yard line for the punt of Pat McAnally, who came into tonight leading the AFC in punting, a 43-yard average and a little over 34-yard net. It's low. Colsey will have to play it on the first hop. And Colsey down at the 29-yard line, hustling down there, the tight end Jim Corbett. We'll be returning to Riverfront Stadium right after this. Kenny Stabler, his stats, the 9-year throwing at a little 57% with 9 touchdowns this year, but everybody has been talking about the 23 interceptions. Everybody, that is, but Ken Stabler. On first and 10. Stabler for Branch. Ken Riley comes up with the ball, well out of bounds. John Madden agrees.
I love that John Madden. He's really in a ball game. It's as if he's out there in uniform. Look at it in isolation now.
Driving Riley back. And Stabler just a little late on the release.
Now watch Riley. He'll come down with 1 foot in. There's the foot in, and so it's a completely proper call. But I love John Madden coming over.
He works the game. It's second down, 10. Just underway in the second half. This is Art Whittington. And Whittington nailed from behind by LeClaire. But not until he moves out over the 35 to the 36, where it'll be third down and 3.
Good call and a good effort. Good call.
It's tough to gather, though, when you have been on such a tremendous losing streak. On third down, the ball goes to Van Egan. And no way. It'll be fourth down.
At times, Cincinnati has really played well, particularly on defense. They have.
When you look back at the first half, Don, in perspective, it was that quick turnover, the fumble picked up by Colsey for a touchdown. That really hurt.
And that last drive, that fumble recovery.
I couldn't understand that pass to Casper because nobody moved over to him. You know they're going to go to him.
Somebody must, as they say, must have missed an assignment back there because he was wide open. But that was the two things.
Look at those figures on guys punting tonight.
Deep is Dennis Law back with Tony Davis. They're back at their 20-yard line. Casper is close to his. Long count, looking for the penalty. They didn't get it. High towering kick is taken by Tony Davis.
There goes a
Flag is down. And Davis is swarmed under at the 24-yard line. Warren Bankston down there first for Oakland. 44-yard punt this time.
You got...
We're going to have a clip. It's going to go against Cincinnati.
So they're really pinned in.
This is how the game opened on the kickoff.
Well, guy's been putting them in the hole all night. I think the call is against number 67, Gary Burley. I think.
It's either that or is it Scott Perry, because he and Perry were sitting there looking at each other like, wait a minute, guy, one of us did something wrong. They were both kind of...
Personal foul, clipping on the run back.
Jimmy LeClaire, the man who labored in the shadow of Bill Berge and who emerged when they traded Berge. Emotional, as Frank said. We'll be back.
That punt. Ball inside the 8-yard line. Anderson. He came to throw tonight.
Oh, he did.
Monty Jackson, and he does not hold on. It was the easiest 6 points he'd ever looked at.
It scared him to death.
Got away lucky on that, but I mean lucky.
So
Jackson's explaining it away.
And Monty says, now wait a minute, you're not supposed to, I've got to work for these things. Life's not supposed to be just, look, oh, that one, you can see it slip. Look at that old ball. Anderson doesn't throw a ball like that.
Oh.
He throws pretty ones, you know. That one was not too pretty.
Boy, did Oakland give up a bundle to get this man, Monty Jackson. All-pro, the last 2 years with the Rams.
First round next year, third round year after that, second round the year after that.
On 2nd and 10. And Dave Turner gets out close to the 10-yard line for a gain of 2.5, 3 yards. It'll be third down, 7. He is in, the designated pass rusher, if you will. He wears number 67, third down, 7. Hendricks, bam, makes it difficult for Anderson to get it off, but Pete Johnson struggles close to a first down.
What a job.
What an effort. In the arms of Charles Phillips. Johnson, 240-pounder, moves out for the first down.
Great play, the Buckeye Bull. Watch him here because he does it on his own.
I think that's Lester Hayes, I believe, number 37, right, that tries to body block him, kept that balance, and then he hit a... He just kept going. That
He
was nice.
just dragged Charlie Phillips with him.
He said, heck, it's nothing to it, but to do it, zaba zaba.
Ball at the 18-yard line. We're in the third quarter. Oakland has the lead, 20-7. Dave Turner. And Dave Turner gets up the football.
Wait a minute.
They ruled that he was down.
Did they?
Sistrunk moved over there to pop Turner.
Sistrunk quickly gained possession for Oakland. You see that all the time.
Somebody has it down there. Oakland's ball.
So the turnovers killed Cincinnati tonight, at least up to this point. One fumble,
Willie Hall.
touchdown.
Willie Hall with the fumble recovery. 4th turnover.
This truck did come down that line and stripped him of it. Let's see, watch number 60. There he comes right behind that lead block. And he saw he grabbed that ball with his left hand, knocked it out. Stayed on top. Where's Willie Hall coming in here? There's Willie down there on the bottom.
He grubbed around until he came up with it. 22-yard line. Bradshaw goes out to the right. Branch to the left. Casper the tight end. He's the man that Cincinnati could not contain when they drove the length of the field near the end of the second quarter. And off is Whittington, and Whittington
Got a little
about 5 yards down to the 16.
Got a little note, just as a point of interest on Whittington. Well, after we see Willie Hall here, I got a shot on Whittington. He's from a little town in Texas called Cuero. There are 3 NFL players. That population of Cuero, 7,000. 3 players from there. Arthur Whittington, Henry Shepard with the Cleveland Browns, Lois Blackwell of Dallas. And 2 of them are from SMU. How about that? It's terrific. Cuero is nice. That's where the home of Rudy Begonia. Last turkey.
On second down and 5, getting the call is Mark Van Egan, and Mark Van Egan gets inside the 15, close to the 13. It'll be 3rd and short. We're going to pause 5 seconds and allow our friends all along the line to say hello.
KETV Channel 7, Omaha.
3rd down, long yard. Ball close to the 13-yard line. Oakland pressing again. Cincinnati giving up their 4th turnover. Van Egan. He'll have the 1st down. Close to the 10-yard line.
1st down.
For Oakland, next week it'll be Detroit at Oakland, then Seattle at home, and then we'll be out there December the 3rd when Denver meets Oakland. What a game that should be. Then they close out at Miami and Minnesota back home. Clock ticking away inside 8 minutes. 1st and 10. Sabler wants to put it in the air. Fires to Bradshaw.
Oh, that was a strike, wasn't it? Right there.
Kenny didn't even look back. He started heading for the bench.
He had him on that break-in, man-to-man coming right through the seams, and boy, he zipped it.
Working against Lewis Breeden was Morris Bradshaw. Let's look again.
Breeden's a rookie, isn't he, Frank?
Well, he missed last year. He's basically a rookie. He was hurt last year, missed the entire season with a hamstring.
That's actually Cobb, I think, over there, 24. That Marvin Cobb. Anyway, he was open, coming right through the middle in there. And he sure put it right in the middle. That's the kind of pass that you see a lot of quarterbacks that just a little hesitate. They get it knocked off by those linebackers.
Earlman. And it's good. Oakland extends its lead. They lead 27-7. We have 7:45 remaining in the 3rd quarter. There's Morris Bradshaw. Ray Guy punches it. And it'll be Archie Griffin's little brother, Ray Griffin. And Ray Griffin gets out to the 23-yard line. Cincinnati will have possession again.
Well, it's time for him to get something smoking out there. Now, we're going to lose Howard for the rest of the game. Now, you have lost interest again. Let's get back in here. Let's see that. What do you think they'll do? Will they come back with Bass, maybe? Your old man over the middle? Not going to even talk to him.
I'm back.
Okay.
1st and 10, Cincinnati, 23-yard line. Archie Griffin is in there now, number 45 rather, with Pete Johnson. Those are your 2 setbacks. Billy Brooks in motion. Anderson. He goes to Johnson, and Johnson's been breaking tackles all night. Johnson turns a short gainer into a beauty down to the 42-yard line, 43-yard line of the Oakland Raiders. Boy, and he has some speed for a big man. Let's look at it again. Billy Brooks was wide open. Kenny Anderson saw Johnson, laid it out in the flat. Then he just did the rest on his own. There he breaks the attempted tackle of Willie Hall. Knew exactly where he was in relation to the sideline. And Cincinnati moves into Oakland territory.
Charlie Phillips really hit him. There's been no ground game for either team. Cincinnati's gained 53 rushing, Oakland 50, just over 100 yards combined.
Cincinnati, I don't think, came to run hard. They just went to control the pass rush with an occasional bowling ahead process like this of Pete Johnson. That keeps the front three of the Oakland Raiders honest. And Anderson can do what he set out to do, and that is throw the football.
We've got 6:40 left in the third quarter.
Anderson, 25 attempts, 14 completions, 214 yards. Second down, 6. Ball at the 38. Pass moves over to the right side. Anderson has the time, throws it out to Johnson again. This is Archie Griffin, rather. And Griffin gets down to just about the 36-yard line. Already a yard and a half. Rod Martin came up there quickly. Rod Martin, of course, playing the inside linebacker tonight for an injured Monty Johnson. Here's Archie, only man ever to win the Heisman Award twice.
That is an amazing feat.
Third down, 5. Isaac Curtis to the left, Billy Brooks to the right.
It's time to go to Bass.
And time, I believe, had expired on the clock. We said that once before, but it's indicated right now. Procedure call.
Well, a brick here and a brick there.
Yeah, they don't need many bricks. It's just a young team. They're very disheartened at the loss of Anderson for the first part of the
I really
season.
think you're right about that, because these kids are high draft choices, and the Bengals draft very intelligent.
Offense.
I really think you're right about that. That's not a throwaway.
How many rookies do they have? 12 on their roster?
Mm-hmm. Which I think is the index.
And that doesn't tell the entire story. So many second-year and third-year men playing. Third down, 10. Procedure call, a win against the left tackle, Mike Wilson. Archie Griffin. Oh, and Griffin runs into Willie Hall. He got close to a first down. He's got it.
I think he does.
He's got the first down. There have been so many comebacks of an amazing nature in the National Football League this year.
How about Houston? Was that something yesterday?
That's right. And the Jets against Denver the prior week, trailing 28-7. That is not to say it's going to happen here. But if Cincinnati could score, remembering that 2 of Oakland's scores have been the direct result of turnovers, maybe they could get fired up.
The dangerous men for Cincinnati. One of them top of your screen, 85's Isaac Curtis. The other, Billy Brooks, number 82. Jennifer Bass almost picked off by Willie Hall. Oh, and he looked it over.
Yeah, he did.
One by Monty Jackson, one by Willie Hall. Good Lord, Don, you asked me where I went.
Yeah.
My cold and throat are really killing me. You got to forgive me.
I forgive you. I do.
Second down, 10. Isaac Curtis.
He's back into the middle. You know, I know it's hard to throw over the middle, but I really do think that for a team to come back, most defenses are going to give you that middle because it is difficult to throw there. You've got the linebackers to throw over. You've got that defensive front four, which we've mentioned before. They're tall. And old Isaac, he's pretty tall, too. He's pretty cool, but he is a good receiver. He's got that speed. Somehow get him to come in, hit that middle zone.
He's close to the first down. The sticks are out. You see how much he was short. I tell you,
They kick a field goal, and they're not even considering it, are they? I guess they are. Yep. No, surely not.
No, Anderson stays in.
Well, I think,
Primarily because it's third down. Third and short. You saw how much.
Well, I thought it was fourth anyway. Third down.
And to get the short yardage offense, that brings in Tony Davis with Dave Turner and Pete Johnson as setbacks. Davis adjusts. Johnson gets the call. First down. your screen.
Right over the middle, left. Oh, throw it up there, man.
And it's picked off by Hendricks. And you saw a good defensive play. Monty Jackson laying off, driving the instant he saw the Bass was going to run the slant in. And the ball bounding into the air, and Hendricks steps in for the interception.
Well,
Fifth turnover.
As you look at it again, Homer Rice, you saw briefly, has to be in absolute anguish. Turnovers just killing the Bengals. We'll be back.
Remarkable player. Oakland, 1st and 10, the ball 9-yard line. Art Whittington. Line of scrimmage, and that's it. Jim LeClaire, who's playing a whale of a game tonight, a middle linebacker for Cincinnati, in on the stop.
That's LeClaire down.
He is shaken up.
You know, going back to that last intercept, Don, you don't want to pick on a man, but the ball was ill-advisedly and poorly thrown as we look at Kenny Anderson. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I think Kenny, is having a difficult time getting back in the groove. I know you have. I have seen him play games that were just sensational games. I've seen him do the thing that Stabler did several times, where he has this really total control of that offense. It seems that something's a little bit off. We've mentioned not necessarily excuses, but trying to point out some of the things that could be reasons why these people have won one ball game this year. But they have a lot of young people. They're new, they're hard, they're working with it. But I think an injury from a quarterback, particularly his hand, is one of the most difficult things you can have to try to work yourself back out of. That and the shoulder. However, we saw Burt Jones last week, or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, come back and really throw the ball.
Burt Jones of Baltimore did that last week. He's a quarterback.
2nd down, 10. Ron Schumann, another rookie, in replacing LeClaire. Ball goes to Banaszak, and Banaszak, line of scrimmage again. That's about it. Ross Browner breaking that play up.
They have them backed up, but there again, you see the play of that young defensive line, and we've seen spots of that off and on all night, where these guys just totally close them off. And yet, really, their offense is not getting any points up there. We've talked about the fumble and that last 2-minute drive. So
yeah, but Oakland is now playing clearly conservative football. They're sitting on a 20-point lead, 2 minutes, 16 seconds left in the third quarter. Cincinnati knows what's coming.
Pete Banaszak, right side. Veteran gets over the 10 and out to the 11-yard line. It'll be 4th down. Oakland will have to punt.
And this is where that Oakland also knows they got Ray Guy on their side, which is another thing.
By the way, Jim LeClaire report in, pinched nerve in the neck.
Well, you never know about those, except for just hate to hear about them.
I get a kick out of this. We get an end zone shot from our director, Chet Forte. You'll see how far Dennis Law has moved back. Ray Guy is in the end zone, his own end zone. Dennis Law is inside his own 40-yard line. He's not back there any too far either. He has a lonesome figure. Ray Guy having quite a night. Kicking Oakland out of trouble constantly. This went off the side of his foot. Every time you say it, it happens. Still turned out fairly well.
Well, they're
Cincinnati will be at Oakland's 48.
That's right. They've got real good position. 1:15 left in the third quarter.
And Kenny Anderson, well aware that he'll have to get a big one if he wants to get his ball club back into this one. Here comes the reverse, the flea flicker, and it goes back to Archie Griffin. Griffin with a nice pirouette on the sidelines gets that Cincinnati 1st down inside the 35 to the 32.
That's that built-in sense of football knowledge. Griffin couldn't see those guys. He just could feel them around it. That's why he made that little turnaround and picked up another 10 yards in the 1st down.
And Anderson didn't intend to throw to Griffin short. He was looking downfield, and he had to resort to Archie.
Was it Brooks? He was trying to hit deep, but he was covered. They didn't go for any of those fakes, but there's Griffin.
Look at that.
And that's a nice move.
Lester Hayes gave it a go, and you're exactly right. That was just instincts on Archie Griffin's part.
Willie Hall grasped nothing but air.
32-yard line of Oakland, 1st and 10, Cincinnati. Quick toss, Johnson. Johnson got a good block from Archie Griffin, and he scampers down to the 25-yard line. A gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3. Little Archie Griffin with a fine block.
Coming to the end of the quarter, Geff. 12, 11, 10, counting down.
And they will not get this play off. You're watching another exclusive of ABC Sports, and that will be the end of the third quarter. Oakland 27, Cincinnati 7. We'll return for the fourth quarter in just a moment. We begin the fourth quarter. Frank Gifford along with Howard Cosell and Don Meredith. And Cincinnati has a 2nd down and 3. The ball at the 25-yard line of the Oakland Raiders. They are also down 27-7. Kenny Anderson having a big night, but the turnovers have killed him.
Something big's getting ready to happen. I can feel it. What is it? What is it?
Better watch out for Hendricks, and he gets it off.
There it is, right there. Hot doggies.
And Isaac Curtis. And a flag is thrown in the end zone.
Late hit.
Late hit. But a perfect strike to Isaac Curtis. And the blazing speed we've talked about finally is shown.
Well, you can't help but think about what might have been, and it's not over yet, if Cincinnati hadn't had those 2 turnovers that resulted in immediate touchdowns. Well, we didn't hear him.
Little play action. Holding linebackers. He just must have sensed that Ted Hendricks was about to unload on him. And Lester Hayes did unload on Isaac Curtis.
Oh, I had a feeling. Sometimes I get that feeling.
I'll tell you, don't go away.
Okay.
Because they can score. They can score quickly. And you just saw Isaac Curtis doing his thing. Billy Brooks can do it also. We've discovered that Bass can also do it too.
I got that old-time feeling.
Well, the Bengals shorten the Oakland lead 27-14. Let's take a look at Curtis. He gets that one chuck that's allowed. And when you have 9.3 speed, 9.4 speed that this man has, if you can't hit him after he goes past 5 yards, he is really motoring.
You know,
This is what I spoke about. Kenny must have read that he was there. They don't treat them too nicely in this league. We'll be right back. They're going to get one, too. And it's taken there quickly by Derek Ramsey, a sure-handed tight end that John Madden had put up there, anticipating just that.
Here's the foul as we look at it again. Wow, Lester Hayes is number 37. He's in the end zone with the ball.
Lester.
There it was.
Stop that. Lester.
Well, you can't blame them. They had to try the onside kick. We've got 14:51 left.
I can blame them.
I don't think so.
I think you got way too much time to do that.
But you wanted them to go for it back in the, early second quarter.
Totally different situation.
On 1st and 10, Stabler is not going to sit on it. Looking for Branch, and Branch was well covered there by Louis Breeden.
Now that I approve of, too.
Yeah, but you got 14 minutes and 45 seconds to go, and he said, okay, they really haven't moved. They've been playing conservative the time before. They ran 3 times way back in there. I'd kick it way back down there, try to hold them. Now you got 40. They're on the 40-yard line.
All right, you can make a point, and that's certainly debatable. And maybe it'll turn out that you're right.
Well, it doesn't make a difference because they've already done it, haven't they?
Well, it makes a difference. Got to talk about something.
2nd down 10. Screen, and it goes out to Art Whittington.
Yeah, from Cuero, Texas.
And Whittington gave it up. And gets it back. Whitley was right there.
You like that, huh?
Yeah, I do. I like it.
Well, these 2 middlemen, Eddie Edwards and Wilson Whitley, both youngsters in their 2nd year, both first-round draft picks, really move up and down that line of scrimmage.
You know, you can repeat it forever. This whole game is turned on the turnover. Cincinnati, otherwise, has played them even and maybe a little better. When you look at the statistics and the yardage gain.
Big down for the Bengals. 3rd down 10. Single setback. Bolitnikov's in the game. Casper over the middle. And a good defensive play by the rookie from Wichita State.
He didn't know it was
this is
there,
Reggie Williams. Reggie Williams was there.
He had a feeling it was coming, so he just jumped out there and knocked it down.
I'll tell you, Reggie Williams from Dartmouth College really made a play then.
He missed it. You remember right before the half when they made their touchdown drive, Reggie was a shot back. He says, I'm not going to let it happen this time. And that could be in a face guarding situation, but evidently they didn't.
That ball not well thrown. Casper had to wait. Reggie Williams got there. Great guy to punt.
Cleans up good, doesn't he? Look at that man.
Dartmouth, man, after all.
Oh, I see. Okay, Dartmouth. I wonder if Jake Crotham's still coaching up there.
Dennis Law back at the 20-yard line for Cincinnati. And Oakland with the long count, and look at Ray Guy busted. Bearcats called for it. And this could be a free ball.
That rookie's having a hard time back there.
It bounced off Dennis Law. Flag is down at the 40-yard line.
That
flag is down right at the line of scrimmage.
That's tough.
Huddleston got down there to recover it. You can call for that fair catch, but you have to field it.
And East Tennessee State he's from.
He's really had a hard time back there tonight.
Procedure call, however, is going against Oakland. They'll bring it back.
What a break for Cincinnati. 13:46 left. John, come on.
Procedure call against Oakland nullifies what would have been a tremendous break inside the 20-yard line. Oakland would have had possession. Here's the call.
False start, number 56.
False start. Jeff Barnes. They back it up 5 yards. So Ray Guy will step back to his 20-yard line. Dennis Law has to have a few butterflies in his throat after misjudging that one. Is back at his 20-yard line. Guy hits another beauty.
But there can be a run back here.
Not likely.
That way.
Oh, there he goes.
Flag down.
Clip.
Another Cincinnati mistake.
3 times tonight they've been called, if indeed this will be a clipping call, for clipping inside their own 20 on kick returns.
Which puts you so deep back, it's...
Well, I gotta think after a while that's got to be really some mental errors that those folks are making back there. I mean, you know, that's the clip is pretty well. Oh, face guard.
Face guard.
Well, I didn't see that at all. Did you?
No.
Well, then I'll just.
And that's going to help the Bengals.
Yeah, I'll strike all of that rhetoric that I had in mind about. Well, it is. You know, they make the mistakes. A lot of them are mental. Ray Guy.
Personal foul, face mask, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Now let's see
There it
what
is.
they can do. There it is.
Joe
right
Stewart.
there. Good shot.
A rookie from Missouri. The guilty Oakland Raider. So Cincinnati, rather than being in the hole, they'll have a 1st and 10, and they move from their own 27. Anderson wants Curtis. He finds Curtis out at the 40-yard line. First down.
Oh,
And again, Monty Jackson, and not altogether Monty Jackson's fault. What they're doing is they're double covering away from Monty Jackson and letting Monty Jackson cover his man all alone.
That's
And
exactly
it's a great deal
right.
of respect.
That's it. That's a great deal of respect for the man who's known for his one-on-one coverage abilities.
Ball right at the 40-yard line. Inside 13 minutes remaining in the game. Oakland leading 27-14. Pete Johnson gets a block from Archie Griffin. Cannot make the cut in time. Phil Villapiano steps inside. It'll be a loss of a yard and a half.
Well, he slipped. That's why he couldn't make the cut in time. Incidentally, Kenny Anderson has 290 yards gained passing. That's his season's high. We've got 12:33 left, 32 and counting down.
Second down, 12. Ball at the 38-yard line. Zip. Anderson, Johnson.
Oh.
And look at Pete Johnson break another tackle.
Willie Hall.
And tacks on a couple more yards.
You know, Pete Johnson's hard to bring down, isn't it?
He is a bull-like man, and yet a very gentle man. Our producer, Dennis Lewin, and I were with him.
Called him a gentle
down
bull.
at Key Biscayne
Yeah.
when they lost 21-0 to Miami. You'll remember that. You
Yes,
worked the game with us.
Yeah.
And during a long, long conversation, he talked about his hopes and aspirations, and he believes in this team and believes in himself.
Did Dennis Lewin have anything to say in that conversation?
No.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he?
I can't figure it out.
Third down, 7. Ball at the 43-yard line. Anderson rolling out. He'll run with it.
Boy, I love that play.
Anderson has a first down. 42-yard line of the Raiders.
That's a Steve Grogan play. You'll see New England do that.
Tell you what, if it doesn't do anything else, it might help that whole offensive unit. He says, all right, come on now, let's just call a quarterback sweep. We get this thing back down on the sand lots, and let's play some ball and get the thing moving. He's 11, tie 1.
Curtis out left. He still has single coverage from Monty Jackson. Drifts is to the right.
Whoops.
Archie Griffin. And Griffin has the reception at the 36-yard line.
All right.
Gain of 7. A gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. Villapiano took Griffin out of bounds. Stops the clock once again.
Crowd was booing because it looked to them to be very close to a late hit. Look again. There's the pass to Archie, and there's Villapiano. And Archie was already out of bounds, but it was Villapiano's momentum that carried him into the receiver.
And you can't trust momentum.
No, you can't. No, and the booing was, as you would say, unwarranted.
Yes.
Isaac Curtis flips to the left. Billy Brooks goes out to the right. 2nd down. Draw play. Pete Johnson. Just to keep the defense honest, and Johnson gets close to the 35-yard line, where it's going to be 3rd down and 2. Willie Hall there, Otis Sistrunk defensively for Oakland. Short yardage offense. That's a change of formation, as a matter of fact, from what they had lined up in. Outguessed myself. Johnson, he has the 1st down.
That's going to be really even close. I think he did make it.
No, he was over the first down mark.
Sure, he was past it. He was hit back. Incidentally, you mentioned Jake Crowdhamel. He was coaching Dartmouth when Reggie Williams was there and was Reggie's college coach.
He was my roommate in 1960. We broke in with the Cowboys. Jake,
really?
Yeah, and our farm there in Elephant, Pennsylvania is right close to Percy, and that's where Jake's hometown is, in Percy, Pennsylvania. Just thought I'd mention that. See, I know somebody that went to the Ivy League,
so
too.
your lives have interweaved.
Yes.
Of course.
Ball inside the 33-yard line. 1st and 10. We're inside 10 minutes remaining in the game. Johnson tries to get outside. Villapiano will not let him. And flags are all over the area.
There's action here in Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati City.
River City?
Well, it's close.
There are 6 pockets in the table.
76.
Face mask, it goes against Oakland. Break for Cincinnati. They'll have a 1st down. And they'll be inside the 25-yard line of the Raiders.
Well, let's get a touchdown and make this game close.
Matter of fact, where they marked off the penalty, it'll take the Raiders all the way back to their 17-yard line.
John Madden.
Foul, face mask, number 72, 1st down.
I tell you, John Madden's going crazy on the sidelines. Look at this.
John Matuzak.
Sign language.
Yes, indeed. Pretty soon he'll send up smoke signals.
Matuzak, the guilty Raider.
That's
oh,
right.
He's a great man. He brings something to this sport.
He really does. I particularly like the way he dresses.
Smooth, polished.
Yeah.
Curtis and Brooks, both to the left. Archie Griffin, he'll throw it.
Oh, don't throw it.
Poorly. He did.
Oh!
And poorly, you're right.
Yes, he had it. He really had it.
Just a little off, and it would have been 6.
He got a little bit too anxious there.
Tony Davis was there.
You had a quick glimpse of another sign. It's interesting. Jet 40 gets in, had directed 2 days ahead of time with all of his valises to put up the signs. You know?
Yeah.
It's incredible. People believe that, and there are writers who keep writing that we put up these signs.
Now they'll really write it.
Yeah. I only put up a small one.
Bless them all.
2nd down, 10. The ball at the 17-yard line. Anderson.
Yeah,
He had pass, and he threw it over.
He
his
knows it,
arms.
too.
Yes, he overthrew him.
He actually, he threw the pass that was intercepted earlier a little too high. Let's look at it again.
Well, nobody's perfect.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. But you'll see him come back across the middle, and there he is, a little too high. That was 6 points.
Bass wide open.
6 points.
9:29 left.
But
Now
they're
watch
down
Bass.
to 10. You know what? He's a really fine receiver. See him lean into the defender.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a good receiver will do. He'll lean into him, he'll feel the pressure, and then he breaks it off, and he'll pick up an extra yard out of it. Good comeback with it. Draw by Anderson right up the middle, and Anderson at the first down.
Great call.
Yay.
Football.
Yay for the quarterback.
This crowd is now with this game. We've got still more than 9 minutes left. Look at it again.
And you're back with us, Coach.
Yeah, Coach came back. He's feeling better. Did you see that punishing move on Colsey by that quarterback? Did you see that? Blood and guts football right down here at the goal line.
First and goal and a whole bunch of time.
Yes. Oh.
Cincinnati with 5 turnovers. If they can get it into the end zone, they'll be right back in the ball game. He goes to Pete Johnson. Villapiano
A good
is
place
on Johnson immediately.
for the old Statue of Liberty play.
Preseason, he has really come back to form. He's playing a fine game tonight. 13th play of this drive coming up. Second down and goal. The ball's at the 4-yard line. Anderson in a lot of trouble.
Oh, he was.
Ted Hendricks
Stark.
drops him back at the 10-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 10.
How long can a man be great? Ted Hendricks was the best, in my view, defensive player in the National Football League in 1971 with the Baltimore Colts the year they beat Dallas in the Super Bowl game. And it seems that he's never declined, at least up to this point in his career, in his efficiency. He's
You have a
really
timeout
great
called
player.
by Cincinnati.
It's okay, Frank.
Well, I thought maybe Dennis wanted to know about it.
No.
Oh, forget Dennis.
Okay with me.
Frank, forget the truck. That I would too.
Curtis left.
84.
Down 10.
Oh, he went to that.
Pete
Look at that.
Johnson. Oh, Pete
Good
Johnson.
eye.
Touchdown. Archie Griffin got that. Archie Griffin out of the backfield, and he just took the ball. And he's not all that tall to begin with. He got down low, spotted the corner of the end zone, and drilled it in.
Now it's a Monday night football game.
You know, there's 2 things that are unusual. That was a right set. In other words, Griffin came from the left halfback position. The linebacker on his side, Hall, would be covering him. It was a crisscross move. He got across there so quickly, he didn't have anybody covering him man for man over there. Good play.
This keeps
Chris Barr, and keep in mind that Oakland missed their first conversion following a penalty, and the Bengals are a touchdown and a conversion away from the lead. Quite a comeback. 1:52 remaining in the game. Set to kick off Chris Barr. Deep. Harold Hart, number 23. Art Whittington. The Bengals.
Oh, yes.
This will be Harold Hart from the end zone. And Hart gets an additional 4 over the touchback as he rolls out to the 24-yard line. Dennis Law takes him out of bounds.
I'll give him that. He made it stick. At first it appeared to be an ill-advised judgment. Hart, once an 11th round draft choice for Oakland. Excuse me. Fighting my cold, my throat, and 102-degree temperature. Then they let him go. He was briefly with the Giants, for instance, and then in the midst of all the injuries to the Oakland backs, they got him back.
Look at this 1-9 crowd. They're on their feet calling for defense. Stabler throws to Casper. A flag is down. It could be holding.
Now they're going to get themselves in a hole. And Al Davis, one of the brightest men, maybe the brightest man in football, the crowd is on its feet chanting, was telling us, as I told you, don't sit on a lead. Oakland tried to do exactly that. We have 7:34 left. They're deep in the hole. Now they can't sit on it. Kenny has to make it work. But now they've got long yardage deep in the hole.
Ron Schumann, who came in for shaking up Jim LeClaire earlier, has limped off to the Cincinnati bench. And so that's going to call for a bit of defensive adjustment.
Reggie Williams also walked off, Frank.
Reggie Williams has gone off. First down and 20. The ball inside the 15. Another flag goes down.
Oh, I love it. This is fun now. You're having some fun.
Holding again against Oakland.
And look at John Madden.
He's trying to get in touch with you, Howard.
Well, he's trying to, at the same time, compose himself. He's talking upstairs, but they made the critical strategic mistake, trying to sit on that lead.
That one declined.
Which makes sense.
That'll be second down. It would have only been half the distance to the goal. So thus Cincinnati declines the penalty. They'll take the down. It's
Frank,
second down 20.
What do you think about throwing an all-out blitz at them right now? Because they're getting good protection if they don't.
I wouldn't do it, Don. You couldn't have a more poised quarterback. He can read it instantly, take advantage of it.
They didn't. So
Stabler grants. He does not hold on. Incomplete, third and 20.
Can't blame the snake for that. His face registers the disappointment, but still he keeps his poise. If anyone can get him out of the hole, it's a man like Stabler.
I bet wonderfully wicked Wanda's pulling for him wherever she is, don't you?
I would think.
Yeah.
Stabler has still got a 6-point lead. He knows that. He's got Ray Guy. He will not throw it away down here.
He's not going to panic.
You keep track of it. Most of his interceptions are not deep in his own territory. They're down there where they are not been that effective for his opposition.
That sign spoke to the situation, but you'll not rattle this man.
Incomplete. It'll be fourth down. That'll bring out Ray Guy, and Cincinnati should have good field position.
And the crowd is on its feet as one going crazy. A near capacity crowd despite the 1-9 record. And there are 7 minutes and 16 seconds left to play. And Oakland must relinquish the football and count on the ability of Ray Guy to put Cincinnati, at least for the moment, out of reach. But Ken Anderson is hot. His play calling in the last series that led to the touchdown, brilliant.
Tony Davis is back there, number 25 for Cincinnati. Ray Guy standing right on the goal line. Tony Davis, third-year man out of Nebraska. Long count. The attempt to draw Cincinnati offside. It didn't work. Tony Davis spins and gets to the 44-yard line. Stop made by Warren Bankston for Oakland. 7:05 now remaining in the game. Time not necessarily a factor. Two high-scoring teams have been throwing the ball all night. If we're keeping you up late on the East Coast, we didn't call for the game plans of both quarterbacks. Saber has thrown it 18 times. Anderson 38 times. That makes a long football game.
What's that statistic you gave me last?
No team won a game last year throwing 40 or more passes in one game. But that can be broken.
Anderson, they bobble the ball. It was Archie Griffin. And there's a hassle over it.
Recovered.
That was a big break for Cincinnati right there because he never had control of that ball. That would really have turned whole momentum in the other direction.
Very quickly.
Yes.
Archie Griffin gets it back.
But think about
battling with Otis Sistra.
Think about the game in perspective, Dandy.
Okay.
Cincinnati with 5 critical turnovers.
Yep.
Think of what could have been the way they played this game apart from those turnovers.
Well, I've thought about it.
Oakland is still a struggling team, Don. They're not the old Oakland team.
Second down, 11. First down, the ball in Oakland territory at the 46.
I want to tell you that kid has given us a show tonight.
He and Charles Phillips went up simultaneously, and Bass gets the completion.
They closed down on him in the second half, as Frank mentioned, during the flow of the game, but he has still had a remarkable night.
Well, you hit it because they did go up together. And how many times have you seen defensive backs strip those receivers of a ball like that? Bass did hold on to it. An excellent job of receiving that football.
Isaac Curtis goes left. He's been battling all night with Monty Jackson. One-on-one coverage.
Let's cool him off with a draw or a little run. There you go. Nope, he's going to keep throwing.
For Brooks, and a good defensive play, Lester Hayes. This Oakland Raider team. They will never choke on you in the clutch.
That's
never
his
have.
40th pass. And what Anderson, in my opinion, there's Lester Hayes, and you are the man who started quarterback in this league. Anderson, in my opinion, has to not panic. He's got more than 6 minutes left. and it may be time, and it may have been on that very play, to move the ball on the ground. What do you think?
Well, I thought it would be in a good time, but, you know, you pointed out, and it's a good statistic that they have. Cincinnati has not run well against Oakland all night, so maybe they're not confident in their runs. I don't know.
Second down 10.
They're in a passing formation right now, and there they go again. And he's got one open right there. Oh, he threw it the wrong way.
Villapiano. Bill Villapiano down at the 29-yard line.
Villapiano made a good move. He made a good move, too, Frank. He came back from that outside linebacker position, dropped into the middle zone, a little bit more into the middle than ordinary, and picked it off coming across the middle.
I'll tell you, Anderson's face registered the whole thing as we look at this again. He now regrets, I'll bet you anything, that he didn't go to the ground. Villapiano read it. You saw him cut over. In fact, Anderson never even saw him or considered him in the play.
That's absolutely right, because he was reading his keys. That time, Villapiano gave him great credit because it was a good effort. He read it, came back intercepted.
On first down, Mark Van Egan pounds out, and here's where a young Bengal defense, if they want to win this football game, will have to toughen up.
There's your story right there, up to this point. And it is not over yet, and that's not a cliche, because we have more than 5.5 minutes left. Cincinnati must contain Oakland. Whether or not they can do it, I don't know.
Van Egan gets 6 yards. A second down and 4. The ball at the 35-yard line. 5:29, and the clock is moving. Whittington lunges forward short of the first down, out close to the 38. He had to get to the 39. Marvin Cobb tripped him up.
There's Phil Villapiano.
And call it a long yard. Oakland must get to the 39. The ball is resting just over the 37. Stabler's going to pass. The man is wide open, and he can't get it off.
Oh, yes.
Ross Browner, the great All-American from Notre Dame. And let me tell you, wide open downfield was Warren Bankston.
And Cincinnati will have another chance.
Glenn Cameron was in there too, Frank. He's the middle linebacker who's come in for LeClaire. I don't know how he got back there, but it was Browner. Let's check a look at it again. And you're right, he was open.
Here comes Browner. Great agility.
Look at that, one hand.
And look down on the ground, number 50. Man, he never gave up. Number 50.
Fourth down. Ray Guy to punt. Tony Davis standing at his 25-yard line.
I would blitz them, just like they did right then. Third down situation, of course they're going to blitz.
Guy boots it high. Fair catch called for and made at the 25-yard line. So Cincinnati is 75 yards away from a touchdown.
More than 4 minutes left. Let's put the game back in perspective. Their remaining schedule. So they must win to tie Denver. But Cincinnati, as we told you at the top of the telecast, with upset capacity. Look at what they did to Houston 2 weeks ago.
Blair Bush did not like the ball that he was going to snap to Kenny Anderson. So they have exchanged the football.
You know, Don Shula said when we were down in Miami, he says, I'm glad we're playing them right now. Talk about Cincinnati. Because he says they can come on. If we catch them in the late part of the season, they can be really tough.
On first down. Draw action. And out he goes to Pete Johnson.
Heck of a block up in the middle of that line. Didn't see who it was. Did you, Frank?
Somebody upended the nose man. And you give this offensive line a lot of credit. They are protecting Anderson. Everyone knows he's going to throw the ball.
Archie Griffin, look at that block. Man, he just laid all out there.
Blitzing linebacker. And Johnson gets 6 yards. It'll be second down and 4. The ball resting right over the 30-yard line marker.
The Buckeye Bull is having himself a game and making Woody Hayes feel proud. I'll tell you that. Pete Johnson.
4 minutes and 3 seconds. Anderson. Looking for Griffin. Oh, not open deep, but he had turned around on Anderson. Incomplete.
What Madden has is a pulled nervous system.
He loves it.
There he is.
Third down and 4.
Hit it fast. Look out. Gone.
Goodbye.
Oh, was Was that a good
Charles
defensive
Phillips
play?
read it perfectly.
Did he ever?
He sure did. Well, I don't think Anderson need be ashamed. That's 7 turnovers. On balance, he has played a fine game.
You know, the timing was just off on this. It was a timing pass. He's been throwing to the other side to Curtis. This time,
He looked at him all the way,
looked
Frank.
at him all the way.
He looked at him all the way, telegraphed that one. He's sitting back there. Charlie Phillips gave him plenty of room. Bass went out on motion that time from a slot position. Went down to get the first down, 5 yards.
The reason I make the case for Kenny is the 2 key turnovers were fumbles, one picked off by Colsey for a touchdown, the other setting up a touchdown.
Yeah, but it's almost time to hear from Willie Nelson, because I tell you, it's almost over.
Whittington moves inside the 25. Still a lot of time, 3:40. What Stabler wants to do is put the 3 on the scoreboard, get away from a touchdown and a conversion for a lead for Cincinnati.
Phillips, one of the many from Frank's alma mater, USC. Marvin Cobb in the Cincinnati defensive secondary likewise.
My alma mater, SMU, is coming back, man. We're getting stronger and stronger. Going to get better.
Creative, innovative, a brilliant young coach,
Ron
Ray
Meyer.
Meyer. Ron Meyer.
Right, yeah.
Whittington got 3. It's second down 7. Van Egan gets the try, and this is what Stabler wants. Keep it on the ground, use the clock. Keep in mind, we'll get the 3 to move it out of a touchdown and a conversion lead for Cincinnati. Let's pause 5 seconds now and let our stations along the line identify themselves.
Remember, all Kenny needs.
KETV Channel 7, Omaha.
Remember, all Kenny needs is a field goal. And the game's out of reach with 2:40 left.
Yeah, he's going to get a touchdown, though. He's going to sit there and run it. He'll go pick him a little bit. He'll flip out there maybe a little while, give him a little flare pass.
First and 10.
There you go.
Whittington. And turns on his 4-5 speed, gets to the outside and moves down around the 17-yard line.
The kid's done some job, Don. He
Whittington?
really has.
Yeah, he really has.
You lose Clarence Davis. You lose Terry Robisky. You know, you've lost a lot. And this kid came in there, and nobody even considered him.
Gets 5 yards. It'll be second and 5.
He's got the good speed, though. You know, he really does. He's got, it's not really blazing speed.
No,
but
he's sneaky fast.
Sneaky.
Yes, sneaky fast.
2:21. Exploded into the end zone.
That does it.
Turn out the lights. The party's over.
Well, it's all right. It was a good party at the end. We had some excitement.
They say that all.
Look at that block, number 63, Upshaw. Archell, number 78.
Good things.
Huge opening. Van Egan smelled it into the end zone. He went.
I'll tell you, even little Whittington was involved in paving the way.
What was he doing? Blocking?
Blocking.
That's good.
And so Colgate reigns again.
Yeah. Ivy League, right? SMU
No,
block.
Colgate's not the Shenango Valley.
Oh.
Unbeaten, untied, unscored on, uninvited. Under Andy Kirk.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's too bad.
That's Scott Perry being assisted off the field. Fine athletes. Had been trouble with injuries over the years, but anytime he's healthy, they like him out there.
There he is. Mark Van Egan.
Earlman on for the conversion. And it's good. Ray Guy punches it. This will be Ray Griffin. He's in the end zone. Well, why not, Ray?
Yeah, I agree with you, Ray. Come on. Whoops.
And Ray Griffin gets out to the 18-yard line. Mike Davis down there to make the stop for Oakland. And so what started out to be a runaway on the part of Oakland
has wound up a runaway. No, I'm just kidding.
turned into a good football game.
It
Cincinnati
really did.
without the turnovers. That would have been a different story, but then again, Oakland made a lot of those turnovers.
You know, I don't remember when there was 7 turnovers for Cincinnati. Is that what it is now?
7.
7. Now that's and none for Oakland. Now
That's the difference
that's
in the
unusual,
game.
too.
And Oakland will tie Denver, and that statistic of throwing 40 passes or more and losing holds up.
And then amazing what statistics do.
Zip. Anderson. Got a deflection off of Archie Griffin, but Isaac Curtis cannot hold on. 2-minute warning coming up. Both benches will be notified, and we'll be watching that Oakland-Denver game December the 3rd here on Monday Night Football.
You guys.
Ball thrown 19-yard line.
1 in 10. In America, winning is important.
Archie Griffin on the screen. And a few of those Heisman Trophy moves by Griffin, and he gets the ball out to the 45-yard line.
You think winning's important?
No.
We agree. To produce the ultimate victory.
And you learn to appreciate winning.
Certainly do.
Anderson, Pete Johnson. Pete Johnson rolls to the 37-yard line. Tackled there by Phil Villapiano. Another Cincinnati first down, and timeout now called Cincinnati. Brock looking again. And he goes down at the 45-yard line. Mike McCoy did a couple of pirouettes chasing him, and finally pursued him, captured him at the 45-yard line.
Mike McCoy, another of Al Davis's reclamation projects. Out of Notre Dame, Green Bay, let him go to Oakland.
Second down, 18. Archie Griffin, a screen to work to the other side, works on this side. And Griffin gets back to the 33-yard line, about 5 yards short of a first down. It'll be third down.
But they trailed by 13 with 52 seconds left.
Timeout again called by Cincinnati. That's it. No more timeouts for the Bengals.
You wonder right now if old Homer Rice wishes he was back at Rice.
Okay, 52 seconds.
Wonder if the blackout rule has anything to do with it.
Well, that's what
Although
Dennis
it's a
Lewis
very
just mentioned. I
interesting
don't know.
statistic,
Yeah,
I'll
it is.
tell you.
That is an interesting statistic.
No more timeouts for the Bengals. Pat McAnally is in, flanked to the right by Kenny Anderson. Isaac Curtis to the left. McAnally, big tall man. Does not hold on. In a foot race with Lester Hayes. Had a chance for it, does not hold on.
Too bad. Could have been a score for Harvard.
Anderson has set one Bengal record. That's his 48th attempt.
Let's hear it for Harvard.
There it is again. Lester Hayes was in good position. That ball was thrown very well.
Really was. Should have been held.
Good defensive play, though. He stripped him out there pretty good.
Fourth down. Archie Griffin, the screen. And the Bengals come up short of the first, and that'll be the ball game.
That runs it out.
Once again, the executive producer of ABC Sports is Brune Arley. ABC's NFL Monday Night Football, of course, produced by Dennis Lewin, directed by Chet Forty. A couple of award winners in their own right down in the truck doing their usual fine job. Technical director Joe Nisi, associate director Rob Reiner, technical manager Dick Horan, unit manager Dennis Szabo. Oakland brings it up at the 31-yard line. David Hum is in there to run the clock out. Flag is down. Handed off to Booker Russell. Flag is down. And illegal motion. You saw it. Referee Pat Haggerty and his crew have been quite active tonight. Good, solid football game. A lot of fun to watch. Madden.
65. Offense.
Nicky Marvin moved a little early for the Oakland Raiders. Started to say Madden never leaves the game. always works it. Anderson on the night, 30 of 50, 388 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, however. First down 15. Booker Russell. And this free agent out of Southwest Texas goes out to the 37-yard line. Personnel director Tom Grimes looked this man over last year and decided he needed an attempt, and they're very high on him with the Raiders. Made the ball club. 6'2", 230-pounder, and this football game is over. Cincinnati with a valiant effort, coming up short. Too many turnovers. The Oakland Raiders, the steady team that they are, moves into a tie with the Denver Broncos in the AFC's West as they head for a December 3rd Sunday night showdown, which we'll be bringing your way. Once again, the final score, Oakland 34, Cincinnati